Welcome to Trump Republican News. This is Jack Easum speaking. Well, I hope everyone out there is feeling healthy and well and doing well. Some parts of the news, well, they seem to indicate that there's a really bad flu going around, this influenza. And it's different, I guess, from the other ones that have been fought back in the last couple of years. And I want to just go through it. Everyone's had the flu of some level, but this one is pretty nasty. And the flu symptoms to look for are fever or feeling feverish and chills, a cough, sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, muscle or body aches, headaches, fatigue, just really getting tired. And some people may even have vomiting and diarrhea, though this is more common in children than adults. This is why this is so important, because you have to recognize these symptoms early on, particularly if you're an older adult or, if you have a child that might be coming down with something fierce. And the reason I'm even talking about this, I came across a map while I was looking for voting and electoral maps, and it's rather, well, scary. It's a map that basically shows the level of flu and influenza happening in the United States right now. And just to let you know how serious it is, the governor of Alabama, Governor Kay Ivey, she declared an official state of emergency in Alabama last week due to the rapidly spreading flu epidemic. And it's basically, there's so much flu and influenza going on, they're having trouble getting a hospital for people to live, to go to and to recover. It's one of those things that, you just don't want to have happen. But it's not just Alabama, okay? It's also happening in California. Down in San Diego, there was a hospital that opened up a tent outside their emergency room to put people that had flu-like symptoms. So it's really been spreading, and I don't know why it's growing at such a pace, but I have a suspicion. I heard some news a while back that maybe it might be due to the cold weather. Yeah, all that snow and cold weather that was happening not too long ago. And that is really bringing it on in more ways than one. So one of the things to consider is to make sure you, as an individual, are healthy. Now, what's going to happen if you have the flu? I mean, it's all kinds of things. We've all been through it to some degree. But the one thing I wanted to say, there are starting to run out of, certain medicines, antibiotics that help you when your immune system is down. There's even been a shortage of IVs. So this is not something to laugh at or just think, oh, it's just another one of those things. About 100 years ago here in the United States, there was, well, it was worldwide actually, there was a pandemic, influenza. And during my lifetime, I've met people whose parents actually died from that influenza as World War I was ending. And people started coming into the countries and started doing all of those things that, migrating and stuff like that. And that leads us a little bit to the immigration issue. And I'm not saying this flu was brought in by all kinds of, ill-health immigrants, but it just bears the thinking that, you should go ahead and make sure you vet people that are coming into the country so they're not sick and that they're healthy to some extent. I always think back when they talk about this stuff, tuberculosis is one of the things they talk about. I always think back to the movie The Godfather. I don't know if it was Godfather 1, 2, or 3, but it's when Vito Corleone is a little boy and he migrates. They put him on a boat to New York City, and he gets in and he goes through Ellis Island, and they put an X on him and says because he had tuberculosis, and he goes and sits, and looks out the window at the Statue of Liberty. Well, that was pretty dramatic, for a movie. But one of the things that is so key to that, if you have the flu or you don't want to catch the flu, one of the best things to do is do social isolation. And social isolation is just the best to keep the family healthy. It may, in the world like we live in where we work and go to school, this isn't always possible. But a strict hand washing regimen can also help lessen the likelihood of contracting the flu. If you do get sick, don't hesitate to seek medical attention if you need it. This virus, that's the type that's out there right now, can kill otherwise healthy people within days. And if for some reason your immune system has been compromised, that makes it even worse, particularly for the elderly and the very young. Just to give you an idea, there are 46 states that have the influenza, and it's impacting 46 states. 18 people have died in Dallas, Texas from the flu, 4 in Tennessee, and 27 have died in California. Hospital waiting rooms are being jammed with flu victims, and the doctors are running out of medication. Ambulance services are getting, strained. And as I said before, IV bags are in short supply. And I looked at this map that I mentioned earlier, and where there's a high activity related to it, wow, 46 states. There are a lot of states. The entire West Coast, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Alabama, Louisiana, all the way across to Georgia. And folks, this is really a nasty influenza that's going on. And like I said, it kind of reminds me of what I know and have heard about this Spanish influenza back in 1917. Well, anyway, the important thing for you to do is to take care of yourself. Get the medication if you need it. Realize if you get the flu, let a loved one know that you're having flu symptoms, and make sure they kind of check up on you either by phone or however they can do it to make sure that you're getting the medical treatment you need, because sometimes you just get so sick you can't do anything and you don't even feel like making a phone call. So anyway, I want you to be safe on that. And I want to thank all of you who have gone to TrumpRepublican.news and have subscribed, where you've gone to the website and subscribed for the website updates. Some of you have already done a Trump Republican volunteer registration. Appreciate that as well. The website is up and running, as well as this YouTube channel. And I certainly hope that we have very close communication. Well, that's it for today, all you Trump Republicans. And as President Trump says, keep moving forward. Never, ever give up. God bless.